Hi everybody. I've got my festive jumper on, ready for this evening's festive fiction.
Hello.
Hello, Carrie.
Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Good, thank you. I'm glad that worked first time.
Yes.
How are you? Oh, books nicely displayed behind you.
Yes, I've got them behind me here. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, and I've got my festive jumper. You probably can't see it, but it says "I love Santa" on it.
I was going to wear my little dealy boppers, but I thought they might not be seen, so I thought it was probably.
I think Bella's joining us now, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, should be fine. Can you hear me okay? I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Works. It works.
Yes, I've got them behind me here. Just keep seeming to have a few problems with people joining. But let's see, try again.
Millions of people.
Right, I think we're all in, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, there's Head of Zeus. Are they joining? Yeah. There's a different.
Yeah, they're here. Right then, now that everyone's here, we've got a few other people joined us as well. So welcome everyone to this Aria at Home festive fiction event. As you can see, I've just been saying I've got my I Love Santa jumper on specifically for this evening. And welcome to our authors, Carrie Walker and Bella Osborne. So we're going to be here chatting for about 30 to 40 minutes-ish all together. Carrie, Bella and I will have a bit of a question and answer, and then there'll be some time for some members of the audience to ask some questions at the end as well, hopefully. And then stay tuned because there might be a little bit of a surprise coming at the end. So, a little introduction for our authors. Hopefully a few of you know me. I am Jules, otherwise known as the Reading Parrot on social media, or the Reading Paramedic. So, Bella first. So, Bella is the author of poetry, short stories and 5 unfinished novels, and in 2013 decided that she was going to be published. Her debut novel, It Started at Sunset Cottage, was published in ebook and paperback in 2015 and was shortlisted for the Joan Hessian New Writers Award and the RNA Contemporary Romantic Novel of the Year 2016. She's also had 2 other novels shortlisted for the RNA Award, and Bella also won the RNA Jane Wenham-Jones Romantic Comedy Novel of the Year Award in 2022 with The Promise of Summer and The Perfect Christmas Village. The novel we're chatting about tonight is a 13th novel. That's excellent, Bella, thank you. And Carrie Walker, her debut novel is Escape to the Swiss Chalet behind me, which was shortlisted for the Comedy Women in Print Prize in 2021. Carrie's real name is Joanna Pritchard, and she is the CEO of the Valuable 500, a global movement which puts disability on the boardroom agenda. So welcome to you both, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So,
off actually. I don't know.
So, first question to you, Bella. I always think there's a lot of discussion in the run-up to Christmas about people doing Christmas their own way. And so I love that The Perfect Christmas Village has a Christmas-hating character move into the most Christmas village ever. So was it important to you to actually cover those opposing views of Christmas? Can you hear us, Bella?
She's not on my screen anymore. I don't know if she's still on your screen.
Oh, I think she might have frozen. Let's try, see whether she's trying to get back in again. Oh, technology's wonderful, isn't it?
I know.
Trying again. Just bear with us, guys. It keeps coming up for me to accept her to rejoin, but it doesn't seem to be happening.
No.
No. I keep accepting her, but she's not coming back on. So, Carrie, we'll just move to you while we're having a few issues, if that's all right.
That's fine.
So I always love novels where there's a female protagonist who packs her bags and moves away.
Yes.
But I never see it as running away. I kind of see it as a re-evaluation of a life. What's your view on that?
Yeah, totally. I think even though the novel's called Escape to the Swiss Chalet, the main character, Holly Roberts, she's sort of escaping from a situation, but not from herself. Obviously, we can't escape from ourselves. It's much more about a change of scene and looking at where life might give you a different opportunity somewhere else to do something else. So I totally agree. The book really is about Holly's journey from one world into another, and taking a chance, really taking a risk, trying something completely different that she wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity to do. And really that kind of feeling that when everything can sometimes feel like everything's gone wrong, that actually there's sometimes a little glimmer of light somewhere. And if you hold on and keep sort of looking, keep digging, then quite often you can find yourself in a better position than you might have otherwise been.
Definitely. If anybody follows me, they'll probably know that I rave about Virgin River. Have you watched that?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
I absolutely love that programme. And that's one of those programmes, isn't it, where she does exactly that, doesn't she? She packs her bags and goes, and ends up having a fantastic life out of it as well.
Very nice. Nice men. Yeah. Nice life. Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful.
We'll stick with you, Carrie, because we're still having a few problems with Bella, I'm afraid. So let me just find where we are. So obviously your novel Escape to the Swiss Chalet is set in Verbier, is it? Is that how you say?
Verbier.
Verbier. That's my accent. I'm not very good at that kind of thing. And you did a season in that kind of thing, didn't you? So does your character's life in the book mirror the life that you had?
Not completely, but there are definitely some similarities. I haven't ever actually been to Verbier, so I had to do quite a lot of research, just sort of online, and talking to people that had been there or had lived there. But I did my season in St. Anton in Austria, and that was a long time ago now, over 20 years ago, which is frightening. I must have been a teenager then, surely, but it was the first time I'd ever gone up a mountain. It's the first time I'd never skied before or snowboarded before. I wasn't really from a family that really go skiing. It wasn't really a holiday. That's what we were, we would typically go to the beach if we were going on holiday.
Right.
But I'd done a summer season the season before. So we were coming to the end of our summer season in Greece, and all of my friends and the guy that I was sort of pining over, they were all applying for the ski season and about to go off and do a winter season. So I thought, well, I may as well apply as well and see where life takes me. So yeah, similar in that way, definitely, that Holly wouldn't class herself as a sort of skiing person, hadn't even ever been to, a snow dome or anything like that, had never tried anything.
Right.
He has a real passion for food, and the opportunity comes up to learn much more about that passion for food. So she goes to take that opportunity, even though some of the other pieces of the jigsaw don't feel obvious to her to go for, but she sort of makes the best of a bad situation, I suppose.
Yeah. Sorry, we're still having problems with Bella joining, so it looks like it might just be you and me for now, Carrie. While Carrie and I are chatting away, if you want to send any comments through with any questions for Carrie or Bella, or any comments about their books if you've read them, do send them through in the comments, and I'll put them to Carrie as we're going through. So what actually inspired you to write?
Well, I think it was this particular book is a combination of that experience out in the mountains, but I've always loved all sorts of travel. I've traveled to lots of different sorts of places, and I love that kind of the metaphor of traveling for transition, and that idea that if you change your environment, sometimes that can just change your world a little bit or shift you into a different way of thinking or being. I think in terms of the broader question around inspiring to write is, I have a very busy mind. I love to imagine situations and scenarios. I was always a big avid reader when I was little. That was, I used to read and read and read. I was always getting told off for like straining my eyes into the night with the curtain, trying to keep the light going until it was completely dark outside. So I've always loved storytelling. And my jobs in my life up to now have been working in marketing and in agencies and telling stories in different ways around that for brands and for businesses. So there's always been an element of creative through the work that I do. And I think this was just an opportunity to dig in and really go for it with the novel side of things.
Yeah. And is romance a genre that you'd always wanted to write?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. I was thinking about this earlier because I thought we might get onto it, but I'm a Gemini, and I'm definitely half romantic comedy and half kind of murderous serial killing crime. So I equally enjoy both genres, just depending on how I'm feeling or what sort of mood I'm in. So yeah, but yeah, romantic comedy is that would be my go-to comfort food. That's the sort of stories I used to love. I don't know who's on or how old people are that are on, but when I was there in my teens, I used to love those sort of American books. There'd be a picture of a woman on each with like a big hair. There'd be just different women on each of them. And my mum used to take me to the library each week, and I'd put one book in and get another one out. But they were sort of those, I suppose, teen romances that I used to love.
And if your book was ever to make it onto TV, do you have any celebrities in mind that would be cast as the characters or the main characters?
Yes, I've been thinking about this one as well, and I think for the male character, I think Paul Mescal would be a good visual, but obviously he's Irish, so he'd have to be French, put a French accent on at least. And then I was thinking, again, Irish themed. I was thinking about the girls from Derry Girls. The girl that plays Erin. I love her sort of the way that she is. Her name is, I've got written her name down. Saoirse Monaghan is her name. She's got a lovely name. So I sort of see that sort of sensible but kind of comedy. She has a lot of comedy in the way that she does. Obviously, her character Erin in Derry Girls is very funny. I could see it as that sort of.
Yeah, and I think as probably a lot of people who are watching are probably avid readers, and I know I'm always very interested in what other people are reading. Can you tell us what you're reading at the moment?
Yes, I've got it here actually. I've been reading The Christmas Wish.
Okay. So you're getting very festive.
Yes, I've got into the festive spirit, and I really like Lindsay Kelk. I love the way her turn of phrase. I love getting into her stories. So yeah, I'm almost finished with that one. It's a kind of Groundhog Christmas Day story. I don't know if you've read, but that kind of idea that Christmas however much you love Christmas, if it was happening every day for a week or 2 weeks, you'd start to get a bit frustrated.
Yeah, definitely.
To get out of the loop.
Do you like to read a lot of romance yourself as well as write?
Yeah, I've got bookshelves full of all sorts of romance authors. I like Marion Keyes. I've been reading Dolly Alderton's books as they've come out. Dawn Porter. I like her sort of the way that she writes as well. And obviously I've been reading Bella's actually the last couple of weeks alongside Lindsay's. So yeah, as many as I get a chance to read whilst in between writing. I think it's important to just see how everyone else is doing it, all the time. Just having those creative inputs helps when you're trying to sort of work it through yourself.
Definitely. And just when you mentioned Dolly Alderton there, have you read her new one, Good Material?
No, I haven't actually. That was
fabulous. It's really good. Big recommendation from me.
Okay, that's a good one to Christmas.
Yeah. And to anyone who's watching who would like to write a novel, what piece of advice would you give them?
I think, I've only written one myself. Well, I've written two now because the second one's been written and it's sort of in edit stage. But I think if I'm qualified enough to give people advice, I'd say to tell yourself the story, to almost write 2 pages of what the story is before you start, is how I wish I'd always done that with Escape to the Swiss Chalet isn't the first ever book I've written. I've written books before, and I think I've learned now, having gone through the process a few times, that you've got to be able to sort of have the whole, for me anyway, have the whole story roughly mapped out, and then it still gives you the creative freedom to write and go down rabbit holes and have fun with it when you're writing the whole story. But I think having that kind of beginning to end of loosely what you're trying to do is a really good place to start.
Yeah.
And there's so many resources out there, aren't there, for writers, free resources. There's something called the London Writing School, I think it's called, it's LWS, that does a kind of collective Zoom every morning where people can dial in. It's totally free, and everybody kind of works silently for an hour together. They do it at 8 o'clock, 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock every day. And I've done that a few times, and that's quite a nice, that feeling of being part of something, even though you're doing, you're working on your own. That can feel quite nice as well, just to have people around you that are also writers.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of the questions. Unfortunately, I can keep seeing Bella popping up, but every time I accept it, it just disappears again. So I'm sorry, Bella. I think other than coming out of this and going back in, I don't know whether that's an option. I'm not sure whether we're going to get her back on to this session. And I actually can't see any comments either, so I don't know if anybody is commenting and asking any questions, because I've not. Can you see any popping up on yours?
AO's written that we're working with Bella to rejoin the live.
Right, okay.
He said, can you tell us more about book 2? I can see in the comments. Yes,
yeah.
I can.
You do that then? Because I can see them now, yes.
I'm trying to read Dolly's new one. How much fun was it to create your own book boyfriend in your first novel, Carrie? That's a good question. It wasn't my book, but yeah, an imaginary boyfriend is good. Any other questions? Let me just have a quick scan.
Yeah. So do you have a book 2 in the making?
I do, indeed.
Tell us about that then.
The second book is called Escape to the Tuscan Vineyard. And it's out in May, 24th of May next year. So that's coming soon. And I'm working on the kind of final edits for that at the moment. And that is a story about, the main character is called Abby Mason. And she is, she's very organized. She's very controlled. She's got kind of some rules that she lives by. She's quite sort of rigid in her way. And she is a makeup artist in Theatreland in London. And she gets the opportunity to go out to Tuscany for a month, which is sort of outside her comfort zone because she's not really one for big long holidays. So it follows her journey about how she sort of goes out to Italy and, renews her love of food and love and arts and all of those sorts of themes coming together, really. And yeah, there is a very sexy, hot Italian man involved.
Oh,
that's you.
And so I'm assuming if it's set in a Tuscan vineyard, then it's a lot more summery than your the different feel to that one than your current festive one.
Yes, it's much more green, all the cypress trees, all the beautiful sort of patchwork quilts, fields. In fact, the front cover, I need to share it with everybody, but it is actually already available to pre-order, so that the cover is out there in the world, and it's got much more of a kind of reds and greens and yellows, and
that sounds good. Like that.
Yes,
and see, we've got plenty of time, haven't we? Seen as though we're having a few problems. So how much fun was it then to create your own book boyfriend in your first novel?
Perfect. It's great. It's a lot of fun to be able to imagine all of the qualities that you and the character's younger than me, I should say, as well. So reliving my 20s and thinking about the different things you're looking at. Well, I was looking for, but people are looking for, and how this character, what the sort of person that would be good for Holly as well. I mean, I think that's it, isn't it? Getting into people's shoes, because obviously some elements of the story that was similar to when I was out on my season, but it's just strands of different bits and different stories. So it's not actually me. So Holly is quite a different character to me. She's very she's very much a home bird, actually. So I think that's one of the things that comes through at the beginning of the story, is that she's not really one for lots of travel and that kind of thing. She prefers to be at home, and she's quite and cook and have a lovely meal and experiment with food and that kind of thing.
Like that.
My husband would tell you that I'm not very experimental with food at the moment. So, but,
is he the cook?
We sort of both don't do it.
Right.
We take it into our turns to avoid it.
Did you listen to any music while you were writing?
No, I actually I saw one of Marion Keyes. I did the Curtis Brown. They do those kind of courses with the writers, and I did the Marion Keyes one, and she used a phrase which I'm sure is very well known. I hadn't heard it before, but she said I can hear the grass grow. And I thought that's exactly me. If I can hear any noise at all, I'll go off to investigate, or my dog will go, sort of feel like it, and I have to be really quiet, otherwise I can't think my own thoughts.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah. Totally get that, because there's people who read who will have background noise on, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I don't know how people concentrate when they're listening. I'd kind of be distracted.
Yeah. Unless it's the music, you can't. I think if you can follow it if I can follow it in my mind, then my mind will go to the music.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's different techniques, isn't it? My husband's a writer, actually. And he has music on all the time. He has his headphones on with music to block out other sound, so that he can do his, to concentrate. So no.
So I'm going to assume, if you've written a festive fiction novel, that you like Christmas.
Yes, I love Christmas. Really love it.
And what are your obviously you don't need to go into anything personal, but what are your kind of plans, and what do you like to do at Christmas?
Well, I love a good carol. So I like to see what sort of local carol concerts are going on, or there's where I live, they do like a little village caroling thing a bit closer to Christmas, so we'll go along to that. And just really catching up with people, just going out and into London. I'm 20 minutes from London, right. So there's things where you can walk around and see the lights, and just get into the spirit of it in that way, really.
Yeah.
We have talked. We were going to put the tree up on Sunday, but I got a lot of booze from the rest of my family, so we're waiting until this weekend. I think that's a safer bet, I feel like. But it's not. I have got 2 very small Father Christmases on the shelf, but nobody needs to know that.
Yeah, this is my first festive thing I've done. A jumper. I thought it needed to come out tonight, didn't it? So couldn't do this without wearing a festive jumper.
Cool.
So do you actually write full time, or do you do something else as well? Or
full time now. So so you mentioned the Valuable 500. That I'm not working there anymore. I'm writing full time to get the second book out, and then I'm working on a third, and so it's crunch time on book 2 between now and January, and working on the next one. So it's a bit of a roller coaster, really.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's really exciting. It's been brilliant since the book's been out. I've had so many. It's a lovely world, Instagram and Twitter, and to see all the support you get from friends, family, people that I haven't, that I used to work with years ago, or school friends. It's just been really lovely to know that people sort of are on your side and want you to, that wish good things for you. So I think that's been a good experience.
And Shannon is just asking, do you plan to write any more destination novels?
Yes, definitely. So the next one is set in Tuscany. and then the one after that will be set somewhere as well, somewhere else. But yeah, they will be a destination kind of series. So yeah, definitely.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have run out of questions from myself and the audience. I think hopefully I've put everyone's questions forward. Unfortunately, Head of Zeus have sent a message to say that unfortunately Bella is going to be unable to join us tonight. So I'm really sorry about that, Bella. Technology. So just to finish the surprise that I was going to tell you about, let me just find my notes. So there is going to be a giveaway, and so Head of Zeus are offering one lucky winner the chance to win a mystery Christmas book, a paperback book bundle made by myself. If you know about my bundles, they are on social media, and a copy of Escape to the Swiss Chalet and The Perfect Christmas Village. So the giveaway will be live from Friday, 1st of December, and the winner will be announced on the 8th. So to take part in the giveaway, you need to be following Head of Zeus. The giveaway post will be found on their Instagram account from today, and you need to comment on it telling them which book character you'd most like to go on a Valentine's date with. I'm going to have to do some thinking there. Although I can't really win one of my own things, can I? So that wouldn't be fair.
It would be a bit.
And if you'd like to hear more about any of Aria's other authors, then you can sign up to the Note newsletter for more. So thank you very much to everyone for joining. I'm sorry it's been a little bit short because we've had the technical issues, but thank you everyone for bearing with us. I hope we got through that all right. And me and Carrie had a lovely chat anyway, didn't we? And hopefully we'll have to see whether we can catch up with Bella another time.
Idea. Thank you so much, Jules.
Thank you, Carrie. Bye. And have a lovely evening, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
The Perfect Christmas Village was inspired by a trip to Ethorpe, which is a little village in Warwickshire, just off the Foss Way. And you go any other time of year than Christmas. If you go spring, summer, it's a pretty little village, a few thatched cottages, really lovely, but nothing to make it stand out. If you go on the run up to Christmas, it's a very different setup. It's wall-to-wall fairy lights, animated creatures in the front garden, Santa's wall-to-wall. It's a very special place, and it's all done for charity, and it creates an awful lot of buzz locally, and lots of people travel to see the Christmas lights in Ethorpe. Look it up, it's amazing. And I just wondered, what if you bought a little place there in the middle of summer? You wouldn't know, there's nothing to tell you. It doesn't say on the internet if you just Google Ethorpe. So I thought, that's an interesting concept. So that's where the idea came from for the Perfect Christmas Village. I think in romance it's important to create some tension between your main characters. So introducing a conflict between hero and heroine is very important and makes the story more exciting. Otherwise it can be a bit dull. So as well as lots of obstacles for them to overcome, them butting heads over something makes it more interesting. So what better way to do that in a Christmas novel than to have a hero and heroine that have opposing views about Christmas. I've written 11 romantic comedies and 2 other books that were not romantic comedy. They still had friendship at the heart of them, which all my books do, but they were more uplifting literature, I think they'd say, or book club read. So that was The Library and The Girls. So they are in a different genre to romance. So I have sort of ventured out a little bit. I don't really get to choose what I write. My characters appear in my head and my brain works out their story. So usually it's a romance and it's a rom-com, but with those 2 books that I've just explained, sometimes not. So I don't know if I'll do something a different genre in the future. It will be as much of a surprise to me as it will be to you. Who knows? I'm currently doing structural edits on my summer 2024 romantic comedy, which is a fake dating trope. It's a bit of a twist on the fake dating trope, so that's what I'm currently working on. Like all authors, I would love to see one of my books turned into a film, and wouldn't The Perfect Christmas Village make a great Hallmark movie? It would, it really would. And I would love to see Blake Lively as my heroine Blythe, and Dan Stevens as my hero Sam. If you're thinking about writing a novel, I would say just go for it, but don't wait for a big chunk of time to arrive so that you can sit down and do it, because that probably will never happen. So grab any few minutes, any spare moments that you can, and get some words down. That's how I wrote my first novel, literally in between meetings and over coffee breaks and things like that. Every few minutes, jotted some words down. That's the only way you can do it if you're juggling things. And also try and find some other writers, because it can be a bit of a lonely job at times. So find some other people that understand and don't think that it's a bit crazy that you have people in your head, because it's not, obviously. It's great. Take care and have a very happy Christmas.